What's up, guys? Hello, hello.
You're not on my feed yet. There you are. Oh, you look so pretty. Hello.
I'm just waiting for 1 o'clock to roll around, letting you guys jump on. I'm excited to hang out with you today. Thanks for making time for me, for everybody that's here right now. I love it. So I've got hopefully I have some fun things for you guys. I hope you find it entertaining. So I'm just gonna jump in and get started. I'm Kat Halstead from Kat's Beauty Lounge, and today I'm gonna talk about realistic expectations in your consultation and ways to get cooler results in your color corrections. So first things first, in my consultation, I like to start with finding their natural level. And in our fabulous new lovely swatch book here, we have this great tool that I like to pull out. We've got this bar of like natural here that we can put on the magnet. I like that I can take it out of my book and put it right onto her hair. Some of your clients don't realize like how dark she is, and this really makes a difference when you're formulating. So this is the first thing that I like to write down. Also, talking about their natural, we have to consider the percentage of gray. That's not always a factor, but when it is, it makes a difference because you have to compensate if you're going to color, cover, or camouflage. So that's whether you're going to pick your tinted color or your semi-color, whether you're going to highlight or put color in between. There's so many endless options, and that's kind of why I wanted to create this class for you guys to help break it down a little bit easier. Once you have their natural and their gray percentage, then I start looking at the existing hair, their hair history. We have some obstacles sometimes when we get there. If they have pre-existing color, that new hair is not going to lift the same as the end. So we have to think about that when we start going to mix the things that we're going to put inside of our foils. That's also going to determine what her hair is going to allow us to do. It's not always as easy as putting the right thing in the bowl and having it processed. Sometimes these obstacles that are already existing aren't going to allow me to get the hair to where I need it, maybe in one session, but that doesn't mean that she can't have long-term goals. This is something that you really need to be honest with your clients about, though, because they don't know what they don't know. And if you just yes them, so they'll stay and you do their hair and that's great, but like if she doesn't get what she wants, she might not maybe feel like it's worth it in the end. And we want her to feel like it was worth all her time and money that she spent while she was there. Once we get their natural level, the percentage of gray, and their hair history, then I have to figure out now, what does she want? Where are we going, right? Now we have our location where we are. Now we need a destination. So this is how we're going to put in our GPS to figure out. This is going to determine what we're going to mix, how we're going to lay our foils in, and what we're going to do to get there. Maybe how many sessions it'll take too. In these instances, I like to under-promise and over-deliver. If I'm not sure that I can get this color out, I'm not going to tell her I can. That way, if it does pop out and it does come out lighter than I want it to, she's going to be ecstatic. We're both going to be like, when we get to the end, right? And that's what we want. We want like happy results. And there's always some learning things along the way for you and your client. And when you have that open honesty, you build trust. It makes them want to come back. They can see like your plan, where you're going, and I think that just makes them want like eager to come to their next session anyway. Being honest, also price transparency. Something that we shouldn't be scared to talk about is the money, the lifestyle that maybe this is going to come with, that she's been a brunette for a long time and now she wants to try something that's a little bit lighter. Maybe she's got more sparkles coming out at the root, and we need to adjust how we're maintaining our hair so she has a little bit more of a graceful grow out. The price of her maintenance can change. She's going to need different products. She's got different homework now because she's got this hair that maybe used to feel like denim or cotton Now you've given her like silk or lace. We can't put that in the dryer the same. Like we have to treat it different, right? So this is your opportunity to have that conversation with her. I have my retail where I can pull it out and show them and talk to them about the different things that they might need or want after we've given them their transformation. Then that way they feel confident that it's going to last and stay soft and pretty and lovely up until her next visit. That's going to be in your maintenance expectations. I find the biggest challenge with some of my clients that come in when I highlight them is they're not used to their hair not being able to take as much heat. That's why I like that dryer reference. Everybody has clothes. There's certain things that you just don't throw in the dryer. And so, and like if we go into the sun, we wear SPF to protect our skin. We have heat protection for our hair. So you don't need to feel like you can't use heat on your hair after a blonding service or a color service. We just have to address it different. And these are all things that your clients will really appreciate that you take the time out to talk about in your consultation. So I highly recommend scheduling just that little bit of extra time to have that conversation. If you don't do it before your appointment, then maybe we need to do it at a separate time. I really prefer to book 15 minutes just so I can sit down and talk to them. Them in a chair, me in a chair, I can get on their level and we can really talk. I'll pull out my phone and, you know, we'll do the whole picture thing. When we start talking about desired results, I need to know, like, does she want a root? If she's gray and she wants the shadow root, we have to address that different than if she's not gray and she wants the shadow root. If she has pre-existing highlights that maybe aren't as light as she wants, we have to address that different than the virgin hair. All these things, we need to look on a picture and find out what she wants exactly so we know what to do. So I'm ready. Can I introduce you guys to Emma? Me and Emma spent a lot of time together this week. Let me see. Can I get close enough? Which way? Here we go. Sorry. Okay. So, actually, we'll take her off the tripod. Let me give you guys a little 360 tour here. I did 4 different quadrants for you. These are the most requested services in my chair. I'll just give you a little tour. I tried to do some different styling so you guys could kind of see the separation in the color. What do you think? You like? Show me some love for Emma. Okay. So what I thought I would do is maybe break down each one of these quadrants on my naked Emma, right? How it started, how it's going. So we'll start from one quadrant and work our way around. So maybe I started with this back quadrant. I thought this was like the most natural looking. She's got semi-color. So her natural, when I swatched it, was a 4. Which is actually what a lot of my clients are behind my chair. A lot of them are natural over 4 or even darker. So when they come in, if they don't have a lot of gray, if they don't have a lot of gray, I like to use semi-color. If they're cool with letting some of that gray filter through, I try to work with it. That whole embrace it vibe that's happening is my favorite when they're more than 50% gray. And I like it because if we start putting that permanent color in, you really start to notice the regrowth. And I find that that's kind of what they're tired of. They don't want to chase their roots anymore when they get to be over 50% gray. Not that these techniques won't work if she's not. A lot of these girls that aren't gray want to be highlighted like this too. So it's very versatile. Actually, let's take Emma over here. What do you guys think? Are you like it? You into it? Let me show you a little something. I've got some of my favorite tools here. Let's see. I have a lot of space. So I have my favorite brushes. My Keune the wide one. This one has a cool textured handle, so I don't drop it as easy as some of these other things. that have smooth handles. The skinny one, I like this one. She already has a lot of really skinny highlights or a lot of detail already laid in. This one I feel like gives me a little more precision because it's smaller. I can kind of paint, maybe stretch in between some of those existing highlights if I need to. The tip on the end is really nice. My favorite brush to highlight with, YS Parks foil with the extra long. I like her. And then I have my Keune Poly board. And then this one's kind of cool when I do teasy lights. I don't know if you guys have seen the Keune board, but it's got the teeth on the end, so it holds the teas in while you paint, which is super convenient because it keeps the foil nice and flush for me. Okay, but I'm gonna work with my flat board first. In her, let's see, her back right quadrant. Get this out of the way so you guys can see. Here we go. I'm just gonna do a couple stitches so you can see, okay? I mean, this is very super basic. I didn't do anything really fancy. So I'll take and I'll do my horizontal slice here, and then I'm gonna take my, I'll start with cream and 20 in the back if I'm doing a lot of detail work, and if you feel like you don't work fast or you know you're going to be there for a while, maybe we want to start with something that's not going to move as quick. I love Power Blonde. That's usually my go-to, but if she's got a lot of hair, I have a lot of surface to cover, I like to start with cream, and then I'll do the power on top, so it can, because it has that one extra level of lift, it's going to move a little bit faster. They catch up really nice. All right. So when I take this horizontal slice, I'm making it super teeny tiny. Can you guys see how little that is? Let's see. I'm going to take my board. And I like to over direct this. When I over direct this and I lay the foil down, it's going to be nice and flush to her scalp. Oh, I left my brush over there. Just kidding. Wait a second. And we'll get all nice and flush up to the hairline. And you want to glue it down. If this isn't sticking to the foil, it's not going to be saturated enough to get the lift that you're looking for. If she wants like zero warmth, this needs to be like totally stuck to the foil. When I paint it, I'm going to go maybe even like back and forth. And you see how it's like, it's stuck. It's not going to fall off. And that's how I want it. Pull the ends in. There. I also like to sneak this back underneath and make sure it stayed there. When I start pulling on those links and ends, I feel like it shifts even with the board just a little bit. And to prevent any bleeding, we're going to slide that back up. And then we'll lock them in. A time saver is you don't have to lock both sides. If you do one side all the way up, and then you do the, when you're finished, you can fold that whole other side all at the same time, and it'll save you. It will save you actually a lot of time. I've been doing that more, and I really like it. So then when I'm ready to do this next section, it's like maybe 1/8 of an inch, super small. I want to be able to still see the foil through it. And this is how you're going to get that reflection. I like to do just slices so I don't have to go picking through this weave pattern when she comes back for maintenance. If you leave that flow white, if you will, wide enough, it will give you the depth that you need. And unless she's really gray, you don't have to paint anything in there, but you can still see all your dimension.
Hey, Kat.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a comment.
Ooh, shoot.
Can you shift volumes? within using cream bleach or cream blonde instead of switching to power blonde?
Of course, sure, yeah. So depending on what your starting level is and depending on where you want to end up, you can totally use cream within cream. Like I said, a lot of my clients are level 4 darker. So I find that unless I want to sit here for a full 60 minutes, when I close the last foil, I have to use Power Blonde because I don't want to be here all day. I don't use heat. I don't use anything else to rush the process. I've done this so many times that I really feel confident. I trust my lightener. That's something else, you guys. Like, if you don't, you can do a strand test. It's okay. Maybe slip one of those foils in there. I know Power Blonde is really, it's powerful. But if you're putting it on the proper canvas, it will give you beautiful, amazing results. I use it all the time. I literally am like, I have like not enough, and my shipment hopefully will come soon because I can't live without Power Blonde. But there are, depending on, like, if she's a level 6, sure, maybe I'm going to start with cream and 10, and then I'll do cream and 20 in the front. Or I might even start with like a high lift. You guys have Keune has the best lightener options, you guys. There's so many different things. That could be a whole nother class that we could talk about lighteners, so how to shift. Maybe that you guys give me another idea for a live there. Maybe we talk about different ways to adjust timing and toning on your blondes. I'm just gonna do this last foil so we can move on to these other sections, you guys, because I know this is pretty simple. I think you guys get this, but I just want you to see like how much space I like to leave in between, and you can get the vibe, right? I said I like slices so I don't have to pick back through the weave, right? I think it also builds up faster too. If your long-term goals are to be blonder and brighter, slices are where it's at, man. Horizontals, I think, look more natural. I'm a big fan of diagonal backs, and you'll hear about that when we start moving into these other sections. I will diagonal back my little life away. I like diagonal backs because I think it shows enough of the natural at the root, so the grow out is very graceful. But you get all this impact on the ends, and my clients always compliment on how they like the way it grows in. So that, I think, is why it tends to be my favorite. But okay, so I think I've laid enough in here. You guys can see. Let me see. Let me turn it a little bit more this way. So there's not a whole lot in between. And everything is a slice. I would say the section in between is probably double what's in the foil. Okay? And so, again, that was going to be, this way. This look here. So I tone the highlight with 10-2-7, or 10-2, and the new 10-7-1. It's like my new favorite ashy toner if you want it to be like a kind of slatey color. I have some swatches. I'll show you too after we kind of break down these other foiling patterns. You guys like this, right? Super easy, right? You just horizontal slice all the way around. The next one, we'll do this one that's more dimensional in the front with the money piece. You guys like this money piece? All right. What'll be cool about this is I can show you her money piece all together, because that's how you'll build it on a client, and then we can separate ends out and ends in, because that's what the difference was on her. One has all the ends highlighted, and the other just has like a foil, like a traditional. Okay. So on my client, when I do her money piece, I like to find, right, that access point here. And I'm going to go, like you were parting her out to do a fringe. We're going to pull this whole bang section out. Anything that tends to want to fall towards her face, we're going to pull out. Okay? This is what I would call her face frame or her money piece section. Alright, and then you see how when we pull this little section out, it kind of gives us this perfect like track to do our horizontal or our diagonal backs here. So super easy sectioning. Okay. So now I've got her. Let's see, I want you to be able to see. Here we go. Okay. So triangle from corner to corner. The wider you make this, you guys, the more you're going to highlight her forehead. So if she has maybe more recession, or if she's self-conscious about her forehead, you can leave it like skinnier, and it will kind of like not exaggerate those weak corners that she might not like. Okay, he might not like. Hey, whoever's skin is done, right? So now what I like to do is I'm gonna take a not a straight slice. I'm gonna weave, kind of like wiggle my comb, and I'm gonna pull out her hairline. And this, I need them to be like super duper really skinny, and I want to make sure that you can see that it's not straight, because that's what's going to give that diffusion in her grow out. We really like that. It's almost like her own little faux shadow root. I don't feel like I have to tap the root when I do that. Okay, so we'll do that on both sides. I always follow the hairline. So if she has a widow's peak or whatever, like she kind of does, she's not a straight square, right? You see me doing, so I'm going to have 2 foils. Maybe if she's really round, I'll do 3, and I'll have 1, 2, 3 to make sure that I don't have that dark spot that I couldn't reach here in the front. Okay. So we'll do that, and I'll do the whole hairline. If you like that pop in the front, we're going to do the whole thing from the rooted to the to. All right, so I'm going to take this, my board. I really like to border on the face. I feel like it leaves the clients a little bit more comfortable. You're not like pushing on them. So if I can get this in here like this, I will. I know I don't like using the board when I don't have a lot of root to work with, because I feel like it adds like a little bit of a bump. I feel like I don't get enough play when I'm doing just like a touch up, because there's only that little smudge. You can't overlap it, right? Some tricks you can do with that is taking like Bond Fusion or your favorite Keune mask and putting it on that pre-existing blonde to protect it, and then touch up the root. You'll have less likely breakage that way, if that's a concern or a challenge for you behind your chair. Alright, so we'll do this. Alright, slide up our foil. Oh, can you see like how much room? So that's why I like to slide it back up. Okay. Fold this up. Alright, I would foil the other side, but just for time's sake here, we'll go. Now I'm going to do halfway between here and here. And I'm going to take this and weave out that same little skinny section. This is going to help avoid it looking like a big chunk. If you don't want the 90s vibe, then this is how you want to do it. It's going to disperse and diffuse that thickness at the root, but she'll have all the pop on the ends because it's going to be solid there, right? So I'll take this one. You can take this one to the root, or you could tease it. Say she doesn't want a big, thick money piece. She wants really natural. So we would just do just the hairline, and then you could tease this one right here, okay? And then this is where I would take my coup board, because it's going to hold my tease. And we'll slide this in here. I'll do this whole triangle section with some sort of teasy light, baby light, but all the ends should be in if you want her to be super solid in the front. Depending on how many slices you do back to back will depend on how thick it will be in the front, okay? We get it? My favorite placement is the one with the ends out, right? Everybody kind of knows how to diagonal back and do slices all the way up. We can alternate our different bleaches and use our different formulas. But this is my most requested highlight. So I'll start with a, how am I doing on time, Jessica? Do you have any questions for me? You guys bored yet?
Well, we do have a question.
Yeah.
What makes you decide your product choice?
Product choice as in lighter choice or as in like Keune choice?
Just in general, like, you know, your approach. What was your creative approach for this, choosing your product?
The fact that all my clients are level 4, most of those challenges that I think we find when we're lightening clients is their hair is like dark and they have a long way to go, and breaking down what they already have going on, their natural and the existing, is what's gonna tell, like, that's what's gonna tell me how to pick. The lightener doesn't have a brain, it doesn't know what to do. So if I don't put the right thing in the bowl, it's not gonna do what I need it to do. And like, I know of our clients, right? They're like, oh, my hair looks warm. Yeah, but so something that I like to tell them is everybody's hair looks warm. Look, see, okay. One of my other favorite tools is this underline pigment chart. I totally skipped over this. You guys, I pull this out all the time because a lot of clients don't realize everybody's hair turns red when you put bleach on it. And unless you get past, right, you got level 6. It's red at 1, at 3, at 4. It's still red at 5. Until you get to 6, you get orange. Then you get orange, and then you get more orange. What I've found in my swatches, and I'll show you guys that next, is that you can't make a gray unless there's yellow. How to make a gray in color theory, like regardless of hair color, is you need red, yellow, and blue, equal parts will make a gray. So if you have too much of these other colors, then you don't get the equal parts. It's too dark. It won't reflect. So the name of the game is getting her at like a 9 is my favorite. I do have some swatches that I made that they're not level 9 and lighter, so you guys could see, but they look really dark. So if she's shooting for like blonde, we need to get level 9 and lighter. That's part of the reason why I like Power Blonde. I'm putting this stuff on like level 4 hair that's been colored with level 4 color. That hair can withstand Power Blonde. I actually put cool boosters in it too. I don't know if you guys have seen these before. 1 scoop of powder lightener to 1 booster, so you can cool down while you're lifting. So a lot of times my clients are super impressed with how light they already are when I just wash their foils out, just because of these little babies right here. So use your tools. Try it out. If you haven't played with the cool boosters, try it on your client that's like never ashy enough. She'll love it. That's what I used on her here. I use Power Blonde on my mannequin. Now I know a mannequin doesn't have body heat. Honestly, I use 10 volume on her because that's what I would use in my level 4 clients in my chair. I probably could have used 20 volume on her and let her sit even longer than what the manufacturer directions because she doesn't have body heat. But it started to make me think that you guys are going to have clients in your chair that don't get as light as you want them to, and that's just something that happens when we do color sometimes, right? So I tried to go with it. We talked about this section. We talked about how to start the money piece. Do you guys want to see me how I do this pattern with the teasy light and the baby light? Can I show you this? I love this one. All diagonal backs, right? Remember, I diagonal back my life away here. So I started with my diagonal back section, and I gave her a nice tease. Where you put your comb and start your tease is going to determine where your lightener is going to start when you brush her out. Where you start your tease is going to determine where your lightener starts when you brush her out. So my first section, I like to start lower because I want to paint lower. And then the next section, I'm going to paint higher. And it's going to give me that like balayage blend in a foil pattern so that I can get maximum lift. I love to balayage, you guys. I think it's beautiful. But if they want cool and you need like lots of lift, you just want to put it in a foil. save yourself a session and some product and make your client really happy and just tease you lighter. But if you layer it like this, it's going to look like you gave her a balayage. So my first section, I'm going to come kind of lower. Guess what angle I'm going to paint it? Diagonal back. Okay, I'm going to feather this up so it looks nice and pretty because it's going to lift like it looks. Okay, and so I'll just paint like just the tips, right? We'll get that in there. Save yourself some time. You don't have to fold them up a million times. Just fold it up enough so it doesn't fall out. Right, and then the next section, they're gonna be skinny, so this can be very time consuming, but it's definitely worth, this is when it's like worth the payoff, when you take the time to put the details in. Now I'm gonna start a little bit higher here, a little tease up here, okay? So now imagine, right, if I put this first one here and I put the second one here, when we brush it out, that's how you're gonna get that gradient pop on the ends. And it looks like tipping. It looks like you hand paint or balayage the ends that were hanging out. And so I love this. And then if you want to balayage it next time, cool, because it's already light. Hey. Okay. So we feather this out. So now I've got my 2 balayage sections. And then I'm going to lay in a baby light. And the baby light we're not going to tease. We're going to just put her flush to the scalp. And then, so now what happens now is we'll have this little glimmer of brightness that veils over the depth and gives her that like transition, the blend. And then if you want to do a shadow root, you can. I would pull the shadow root down to where the blend would start, and then leave those ends out and tone that with your brighter formula or clear. Sometimes I just work the clear down so it's like very monochromatic. Just depends on what you guys decided in your consultation, right? Okay, stick that down. Right, and then so that's that. And then I would start the pattern again. And then because your foils kind of look different, if you get lost in your pattern, it's really easy to find your place. Because you'll have your 2 teasy lights, right? And then your foil. Something else, a little studio tip when you get into the widow's peak here, just like how we did that brick lay kind of thing going on in here, I would do it here also. So let me skip ahead here a little bit. So I get up to this parietal ridge area, right? All this is foil too. Oh, we got enough. We can see here. We can fake it. So she has foil here, and then I'm gonna take now this section. So when she pulls her hair back in a ponytail, she doesn't have a dark hole right here. Okay, see? If I just keep going straight here, up over her ear and straight back, this piece here is going to be really dark. And she'll have this like dark chunk kind of in this corner. Okay? Is that good? Do you guys want to see me do it, or did that make sense? We good? Okay. Cool. So, was that good? Do you want me to, guys, we're cool with this? Yeah? Okay. So now I'm excited to show you some different swatches. We can talk about like the actual tonality, what's going on here, right? Do you guys have any questions on the foil pattern? Is that good? Yeah? All right. So her money piece ends out. This side I did 10-7 silver and clear. I did 1 part 10-7, 1 part silver, and 2 parts clear. when I did the clear, it made it almost like a level 11. I didn't affect her roots at all. This is her natural.
Hey, Kat.
Yes, ma'am.
When you talk about 10.7, what are you referring to?
Ooh, okay. I'm talking about semi-color right now. Thank you, Jessica, for helping me clarify. I did some homework for you guys. Typically, when I'm working in my own space, I use a lot of semi-color. Unless they're gray, I don't really use a lot of tint color. So that's a way that I kind of pick what I'm going to do. And sometimes if they're gray and they're tired of touching up their roots, I'll use semi-color on them too. Semi-color is going to give me 70% gray blending. So it is going to kill some of like that reflection. It's going to soften it up. Sometimes I'll mix semi and the new glow treatment. I don't know if you guys have seen or heard about that yet, but if you mix your pigment, semi activator, and color balsam in equal parts, you can call it a glow treatment, and it's very hydrating, super, super shiny, and it will deposit more of the tonality, which is like super useful. I have some things that we talk about too, where I've played with the regular semi activator versus the semi red activator. Because the percentage is higher. So 10-7 silver and clear with semi. That's another thing that I like about semi-color is the clear. You've got lots of endless options with that because you can do what they call pasteling. I don't know if you guys have ever taken gray and 1 part gray and 4 parts clear. That's what she is here. You see it's like, I feel like it's bright, but it's not. It's more like blue than the other side, right? And you can do that with dark shades. If you want to take clear, 4 parts clear and 1 part of whatever color, you can make all kinds of fashion colors. Or if the semi doesn't make the color, like they don't make they make 5-1-1, but they don't make 5-1, you could take the new 3-1 and do 2 parts clear and it would make it a level 5. But so yeah, so semi-gray, so you can pastel that out. I low-lighted her with 3-1 and clear, equal parts. So I was trying to make like a 4-1 because her natural was a 4. I left some of her natural out and then low-lighted her with a 3. You can see more of the 3 down here. Give her more like depth. Okay. This was 3-1 and 5-1 semi. I just did all semi on my mannequin. I have some tinted swatches for you guys too though, because there will be times that you'll want to use tinted color for this. She was equal parts 3-1 and 5-1-1. And then the 10-7-1 semi is on the highlight. Back here, this was a platinum card. I think we're kind of familiar with maybe just foiling all of the hair out. That's basically what I did back here. Her base is just 3 natural, because I wanted the contrast. And then her ends are actually a mixture of 6-1 and 8-1-7 on level 10. So that was kind of fun. Making some of these swatches is really cool, you guys. You can go on Pivot Point and they make these boxes of swatches. So this is what I got. Oh, there. This is what I got. And it gave me an opportunity to really like get creative with some of my, you can order just like level 9 or 8 if that's where you feel like you have challenges or you just want to find some more options on these levels, because I feel like that's where it's the most challenging. Like you get so close and you just want to make her happy so bad. And so they gave me an opportunity to make these for you guys. So this is cool. More semi colors. This was the semi 6-1. Let's see. Semi 6-1, where is it? Here, on a level 10. Same thing on level 9, right next to it. Same formula, level 9 with the red activator. Can you guys see how it's like more opaque? And then same formula on the next level down, 8 with the red activator. So you really can use the same formula on a lot of different levels. It just might not read the same, but she will have that cool tone. Sometimes in my consultation, I'll ask them, would you rather have the warmth and more of it, or would you rather have less of it and the cool tone? And I kind of let them help me decide how to approach things. What I don't like doing is depositing a bunch of pigment on top of highlights that I did when the objective is to get lighter. It seems like, I feel like I'm spinning my wheels a little bit. So sometimes I like to leave a little bit of the warmth because I feel like it just gives me more room to play in our next session. This next one is going to be equal parts 6-1 and clear. So talking about pasteling out some things or making them a level lighter. This is the 6-1 and clear on level 9. Here, the first one. And then on the level 8. And then down here I did a 5-1-1 in clear, and I did it with the red activator because I felt like as I got on the darker levels, right, so 5-1-1 in clear on level 7, level 8. As I got darker, I needed more deposit because I need to cover the warmth more. You cannot tone that out. The secret is in the lift. You really, if you're not getting past the level 8 or 9, it's not gonna be bright. And like you can see, these I use straight ash tones, so you can see how like matte they are. When I did this on Emma, I added the clear so I could use the natural gold in the highlight that was already there to help keep it bright. When we use just straight matte colors, you know, think about when you're filling in a blonde, right? Now, I feel like to make these pretty gray colors, you have to lift her so light, you almost have no pigment left. And you have to be careful when you deposit because gray has 3 colors. It has blue, yellow, and red. That's where I like to play with those pearl tones. It has the red built in for you already because it's 3 parts violet and 2 parts red. So, let's see. So here we got here. No? Oh, wait. Has the red built in already, just like a violet would. So here, these are the tinsel swatches that I made for you guys. So here I have 2 parts 9-7 and 1 part 8-1. And I feel like it gave me a really neutral, gray. Level 10 here, level 9, level 8. And then we've got 8-1 and 7-1-9. 2 parts 8-1, 1 part 7-1-9, 20 volume. And this is on level 9. And then level 8 here next to it. You guys into this? Good? Can you see okay? The glare is kind of... Here, I've got 2 parts 8-1, 1 part 7-7-3. And this is also 20 volume. Here's on a level 10 swatch. Level 9 swatch. Okay? And then talking about like darker levels, this is on levels 6 and 5. I did 2 parts 7-1-8 and 1 part 5-1-1 and 30 volume, and I added 0-1-1. So it's very cool. Maybe like more edgy, unnatural.
Hey Kat, are those semi-color formulas or tinta?
These were tinta. This one's with 30 volume.
Great. I also have another question for you.
Yeah.
How would you approach a natural level 3 with 40% gray who also wants a lighter base?
Lighter base, how light?
Level with highlights.
Usually when they want their color in between their highlight lighter than their natural, I will do my baby light technique and then paint in between the foils with the proper formula. Does that answer the question?
I hope so.
Yeah. No, that's okay. And then you want to, of course, make sure you consider her gray percentage.
So to recap, you're saying a retouch for the gray, and then maybe the baby light technique and tone?
Yeah, I like to do the baby lights and then do the retouch in between the foil. So it's all in one kind of pass. And then I'll rinse the color first, pull the foils, rinse those, treat it, and then tone it. And then treat it again. Let's see. I lost you, Jessica. But that's how I would do it. You could totally color it, rinse it, and then highlight it, but it'll save you time if you do it in one session. And I don't foil the color between, I just try to paint very delicately in between my foils. So when I do that technique, I do have to lock both ends of the foil. I do not leave the end open because then when I go to flip it, it gets messy. So if you're going to do, I call it a paint in between. I foil it and paint it in between. I lock down the foils really well. Okay. Let's see. So I've got 15 minutes left. So I was going to show you these last 3 formulas here, and then I have some level 10. Like in a perfect world, I have some really great formulas for you also. Okay. So real quick, this one is with 30 volume. This whole page is all tints of formulas, you guys. I'm sorry if I wasn't clear about that before. 1 part 511, 2 parts 719, and then the appropriate amount according to your chart. On the back of your swatch book, I added 011. And that was with 30 volume, and that's the swatch here on, what did I say, a level 5. Okay. 2 parts 719 and 1 part 011. So not the measurement on the back, but actual 1 part to 2 parts. 30 volume also, because we're down on these level 5 and 6. We need lift, we need deposit. The lift is in the tube, we need the deposit. So I like the higher developer with these to get the coverage that I'm looking for. And then last but not least, I have 2 parts 81, 1 part 819, and then the kicker 001. So not the ash, but the true blue. I did this one with 40 volume. And then here it is on a level 6. Here it is on a level 5. Okay, so that's that. And then last but not least, the Perfect World swatches. I was excited to show you guys these. Ooh. Do you like? Give me some love if you like it. Let's see. So here I've got different variations of gray, 10-7, and 10-2. And I can put all this stuff in the comments later for you guys. I've got 8 different formulas here. And this last one on the end is how it started. So that's how yellow they were when I began. I've got almost about 10 minutes left, you guys. So I don't know if you have any more questions for me. Go ahead.
Yes, we do.
Ooh, do we? Okay. Look, I can't see you, Jess.
Susie is asking, any tips for clients with porous hair? And after using matte cream, the hair feels extra dry unless they style.
You said porous?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And that way they can maintain hair health. So after treatment is what she's asking.
Yeah, I mean, I finish all my color services with that after color service. So I've got after color shampoo and conditioner. This is going to help to turn off all of your alkalinity and color products when you're finished. So that's going to close the cuticle down, which is going to help it want to like dry better and even out the porosity. I really like using Keune Fusion. I think that helps to turn off everything. You can send her home with porosity filler. This is amazing. From, oh, so shiny, from the Caroline. This, I think this is the old packaging. I'm not going to lie. I'm telling myself. But this is amazing. This is something that you can send her home with. When she makes it through the whole bottle of product, her hair will feel not porous anymore. It'll feel like hair again. And it's like prescriptive. You know, I would encourage them to keep using it after each appointment if it feels that way. This is what's going to balance it all out. Also, making sure the proper amount of moisture is in the hair. Talking about that whole retail experience, she needs to make sure she has the right things at home. I really like sending my clients home with Bond Fusion, a mask, and some sort of heat protection. Is that good? Did I answer your question?
Hope so. And can I add our new treatment? So contact your distributor. It will replace your balsam with our new Bond Fuser technology. So that will help. More.
Yes. No, I'm so excited for the new blonding stuff that's coming out. I don't know. You guys, is that it? Did we do good? Did you like it? I don't know. I feel good about what I showed you guys. I'm going to give you one last look at Emma before I say goodbye. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you learned something, and I'll love to share something with you guys again. I don't know. I lost you, Jess, but I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks for watching.